Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all doing well. I am AdamMcKola. We are back to chat about United's upcoming game against Spurs, react to Newcastle as well. I'll give you my predicted 11 and the team that I think can and will beat Spurs if we get that 11 on the pitch. And of course, I want you lot to get your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, liking, commenting, sharing, etc. etc. But yes, 0-0 against Newcastle, a disappointing result for Manchester United. Where do you begin? The first half performance wasn't good enough. Simple as that. Newcastle probably should have went in 1-0 up at least. They had a couple of opportunities through Joe Linton when he hits the post and the bar. You have an instant where they could have maybe had a penalty from a foul from Varane on Callum Wilson. The ref didn't give it, VAR didn't give it, and it was the first instance where I think both the ref and VAR got it wrong. On two more occasions, penalties should have been given. A Trippier foul on Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, at the time, straight after the game, I never really thought too much about that, but the more I watch that back, the more that's a penalty to me. And of course, the foul on Jadon Sancho, which should have been a penalty as well. But United's performance in the first half simply wasn't good enough. It just wasn't good enough. We didn't have a shot until after 30 minutes. Newcastle were aggressive on the ball, off the ball. They were getting forward, they were creating chances, and they looked like the team that were going to go ahead. Now in the second half, I think we come out with a little bit of fire. After the break, we have that goal disallowed for offside, a correct decision from Cristiano Ronaldo. And then we had the instance where did he take the free kick or didn't he take the free kick? Now, my gut feeling and my reaction to that is I don't think the keeper and the defender intended to take the free kick, and I don't think they did. But you hear the whistle go, you see him kick it, and because of the keeper's reaction, to me it says he didn't think he took it. And he was, you see that often where they give it back to the keeper, they let the keeper take the free kick. So I don't think that was particularly wrong, and I think it would have been very harsh to give that. But the mistakes were simply the penalty decisions. They were so wrong, and for both teams, United should have had 2, Newcastle should have had 1. And again, look, I think Ten Hag came out after the game and he said, he didn't say, he refused to comment on the referee. And he also commented on United having to kill opponents. And that's exactly what we have to do. Take our chances. You can't rely upon, the referee giving you penalties every single game. You have to take your chances. Against Ammonia, I thought the performance was very good. We didn't take our chances. We only won 1-0 thanks to a late goal. And that game against Newcastle was where missing your chances comes back to haunt you. Marcus Rashford with a header in the 95th minute. If that one goes in, how would he be feeling right now? How would United fans be feeling? How would the team... that could really swing things for United in terms of the confidence and momentum at the moment. That's not to say we're in a downward spiral, but this kind of keeps you bobbing along. Fred, huge opportunity for him. So we had opportunities that we should have taken and we should have scored and we should have won the games ourselves, but the referee had a howler, an absolute howler, and got it wrong. Now we look towards this game against Tottenham. Now I think Spurs, Newcastle have been fantastic this season, but this will obviously be a much more difficult game, even without Richarlison for Spurs. You obviously got Son and Kane. I think Kulusevski will be out as well, which is fortunate for Manchester United. But still, Spurs have threats to Manchester United, and we need to go into this game and perform. And I really hope Anthony Martial is available for this game. Now, before the Newcastle game, we heard it was touch and go for Anthony Martial. Now, he wasn't on the bench. Hopefully that's because we're taking our time with him to get him back for this Spurs game. And if he's available, he must start. He has to start. He makes such a huge difference to the team. We've seen it in the brief 45-minute period cameos that he's had for United so far this season. We've seen it there. And we need Anthony Martial leading the line. He just sews everything together for United. And it shows you how much we need to buy a striker as well. Bring me Ivan Toney in January. But Anthony Martial, if he's available, start him. Simple as that. And my predicted 11 for that game would be David De Gea in goal. Then I'd go with Luke Shaw, Varane, Martinez, obviously. Positives come out of the game against Newcastle was another good performance from them and another clean sheet. Then I go with Diogo Dalot, Casemiro. Hopefully Eriksen's available and is not ill. Bruno Fernandes. And then the front three, Anthony Martial if he's available, Marcus Rashford, and Anthony. Now Sancho's shown some glimpses in the last couple of games. And I think the talk about Jadon Sancho has been a bit over the top, to be fair. He's had some crucial moments in this season so far. The goal against Liverpool, the goal against, was it Leicester or Southampton? He's had some crucial moments for Manchester United so far this season. And I think people kind of, of course, he has to get better and he has to get more consistent and he has to improve. But I think people are just looking for a scapegoat at times, and Jadon Sancho happens to be it. I'm calm about him. I think he'll be fine, and especially once we develop more further under Erik ten Hag. I think you have to get players in and around Jadon Sancho to give him players to be able to play those 1-2s, get in behind, have the runs that drag people and give him space. He's not got the blistering pace of Marcus Rashford. He's got technical ability, an eye for a pass, and you get players around him, and I think you get the best out of him. I'm not really worried about him, but in this game I'd start Anthony Rashford and Anthony Martial if everybody is fit, and hopefully Anthony Martial is fit. Weirdly, despite the stuttering performance and result against Ammonia and the 0-0 against Newcastle, I'm confident we can beat Spurs. I really am, especially if that's the 11. I think you'll see a completely different Manchester United with Eriksen and Martial in the team. And if Eriksen and Martial start, my prediction would be 2-1 to Manchester United. Maybe we don't keep a clean sheet, but I think we'll be competitive, we'll be aggressive, we'll be up for the fight, and I think we'll win the game against Spurs. We've been good against, I know there were parts of the games against Liverpool and Arsenal where we kind of held on a little bit at times, but we battled for those performances. We played some good football at times as well. And I think people, panicking after results against Ammonia and Newcastle about Ten Hag. I see a team that's consistently improving. Yes, we have to play for 90 minutes and we have to play consistently, but it's early days under Ten Hag, and in my opinion, whilst everything's not been perfect, so far so good. We're improving as a side, and I'm confident we can beat Spurs at the weekend, or midweek, even Wednesday. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you're keeping it locked. Like, comment, share and subscribe. We'll be back with much, much more as well. Obviously that game against Spurs, I'll be at the game on Wednesday night, and I'll have plenty more as well. And with Rory this week, I'll get a video or something out of him as well. So keep it locked, and until next time, I'm out of here.